Are you willing to be great? Because if you're not, just don't bother. You see it in sports all the time. You see the guy who's head of the team, the girl who's head of the team. That person trains like they're number one. They have the spot. Sometimes they get injured, and you know what happens then? You get the other people who get to step up. You get to see they haven't been training like they were number one. They've been training like they're number two, and that other person's always going to be there. And that's the difference. So you need to ask yourself, are you willing to be great? Because if you're not willing to be great, that means you're just willing to be average. And if you're willing to be great, and you're willing to step up, and you're willing to actually live great every day. So it means if there's that job that you want, it means you live like that person who gets that job every day. If there's that promotion you want, you live like that person who gets that promotion. If you wanted to be fitter, you live like that person who would do those sorts of things does. You have to ask yourself, are you willing to do that? Are you willing to be great? Because it means not doing things like all your friends are doing them. Not doing things like your colleagues are doing them. And actually stepping up to a different level and be willing to stand up there and stand out and say, I'm not doing it that way anymore. It's not good enough for me anymore. And I've actually been killing myself with that. And until you get to a point where you're willing to say, like for me, it got to that point where it was like, I'm making myself sick being that way. I feel inside, I just can't describe it. That when I realised that I was being that way and I was living my life that way, I realised that that's not good enough. I'm saying one thing on this level, I'm saying, oh yeah, I'm this person, I'm willing to stand up here. But I'm training like I'm down here or down here. That's not going to get me there. I have to be willing to train like I'm up here if that's where I am. If I'm willing to tell you that's where I am, that's where I'm going, that's where I'm going to be, what does me being there look like every day? Because if I'm not willing to do those things that being there looks like every day, I'm not going to get there. I'm just going to stay where I am. And that's what I wanted to ask you guys, was that, are you willing to step up and do that work? You're not going to get it all done today. You're not going to get it all done tomorrow. But if you stick on the 24 hours right now that you have, and doing as much as possible as you can right now, then that's possible. But it's possible if you train at that level. If you're training at this level, you're training down here, that level is not possible. So you need to think about that. For most people, doing the normal things that they've always done is the comfortable thing. And it's also what's gotten you to where you are now. It's gotten me to where I am now. I'm not here saying I'm any different than anybody else. I'm not. But I'm here saying I've got bigger dreams. Bigger dreams than I've had before. Not bigger than anybody else's, because to be honest with you, anybody else's dreams are for them. It doesn't matter. My dreams are for me. And I'm not going to compare them to anybody else's anymore. But that's the difference for me now. I'm not competing down here anymore. Because I'm saying I want to be up here, so I've got to train like I'm up here. So that's what I'm committing to now. Are you guys willing to train and to commit to training at a level up there? So that once that opportunity presents itself, you're ready. And it doesn't get to that stage where the superstar goes down and they have to turn around, everybody turns around and looks at you and says, can you do this? And you go, I'm not ready. At that point you'll go, yes, I'm ready to do that. And that's what it's about.